And we are live here with Real News Quarantine episode 43. If this was episode 45, I would have freaked out. Because if you understand the significance of 45 and what's happening today, that will all make sense. But, let's just cut the shit. Trump tested positive for COVID-19. The news broke last night on Twitter, and I'll dive into all these little things I want to talk about in a second, but it broke last night at Twitter like a few minutes after I went to sleep too. I just missed it, woke up. I will remember probably for a long ass time when I was told that he got COVID. I remember waking up today, doing my stretches. My dad told me, and boom, I was 10 times more awake. And that's all I've been thinking about. That's all everybody's been talking about. Never seen a news cycle shift so quickly over something in my life and just take over everything and suck all the oxygen out, no pun intended, of it. And President Trump has now been flown to Walter Reed. Happened when I was coming home from work, actually, around like 6. They flew him out. And thank you for fixing the camera here, live streamer. And now we have a beautiful flag waving flash MAGA mob here outside Walter Reed. And funny enough, I'm not the biggest fan of these people, but even though I think we have some ideas in common, we have a Groiper here in the mob flying their America First flag here, which I'll admit, that's kind of funny. I think it is beautiful to see everybody on the right coming together, unified, praying, and having their best thoughts and wishes for the president. This is the biggest story of 2020. I don't know how, and if you don't believe me, when I woke up this morning, his tweet that he sent at 1 a.m. had 1 million likes. 1 million likes. And by the end of the day, it had 1.5 million likes, making it the most liked tweet of all time. That's how big this is. And it's, to me, amazing, and I'll let you guys jump in now. But the last thing I'm going to say for now is it is so amazing that the biggest story of 2020 broke on Twitter. On Twitter. On the president's Twitter. He just tweeted out a simple message and changed everything. Everything has changed now. The coronavirus already changed everything. Now, this is the biggest just fucking plot twist ever. Biggest October surprise ever. Well, let's start with I bet you have a lot to say, Phil. Just unload. I mean, that's what I'm doing right now. It's just this is something else.
Yeah. Well, I would say I would wish the president and the first lady a speedy recovery, but it's going to happen. I just these are two people that are really not of this world, and for me, I feel like a speedy recovery is inevitable. It's not gonna. It's not if, it's when. It's only gonna be how quick. And I feel like, yeah, because I'm a bit full of emotion right now, as I'm sure you are. But I mean, seeing the news, seeing all of the people just like all the news doing their thing, and then seeing all of these tweets that were just unbelievably uncalled for. It really made me upset, because okay, if you don't like Trump's, if you don't like the things Trump says, fine. If you don't like the tweets that he makes, fine. If you don't like his policies, fine. We can have our disagreements and all that stuff, but ill will and wishing death toward a human being, forget that he's Donald Trump, forget that he's president of the United States, doing it toward a human being really put me at a low point today. Like I felt like Jesus, we've devolved as fucking society. Like who are we? Who are we as people? Like I'm confused. I'm not. I wouldn't. I'm not. I am confused. I was gonna say I'm not confused, but I really am, because I just like how do you just because you don't like somebody, like you, I I even was doing some like personal reflection, like thinking, okay, have I ever really wished like deathly ill on someone? Like I'm not, and I can't say that I have. Even like I served in the military, even if I was overseas, I didn't wish death on my enemy. I mean, if I had to do a job, I had to do a job, but I didn't wish it. Like I didn't wish it on other people. And like just seeing so many celebrities, if you want to fucking call them that, like seeing news people, if you want, like if you want to call them that, just it was just such a, it was just awful. It was just awful to fucking see. And I don't know. Fucking what about you, Alex?
Yeah, with what I've been seeing today, it surprised me hearing. Well, not really surprised. Like I kind of figured it was going to happen at some point. Tr- it, just how many people have gotten the virus, and it seemed inevitable at some point. People were like making conspiracy theories that happened earlier. I think the fact that he has it now proves that they were wrong, and I think he handled it, professionally. People out there have been just plain rude to Trump, like, and doing what they were doing, like when like whenever anyone who's conservative passes away, like who was the guy who died a few, like, it was like a month ago,
Herman
from
Cain.
coronavirus. Yeah, they were saying some really rude shit over there. They're saying the same sort of stuff now to Trump. Like they don't have any class, but heaven forbid, you know, if anyone did the same thing on the other side, like, that would be considered wrong. Like they have no standards. The only standards that they have are double standards. They don't follow them. I don't think. I mean, I think it's like optics. That probably doesn't look that good, but it happened to Boris Johnson, didn't it? Like from the
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
UK,
Yep.
and he got better, and like Trump, he caught it pretty early, and
Mm-hmm.
after all these months of research, I'm sure he'll be fine.
Well,
Even though he is like elderly,
Yeah.
well, yeah, technically elderly, and he's technically obese. I
well,
think he'll still do fine.
Well, one thing I was gonna say too is like kind of displaying what. I mean, again, there's already so much to unpack right there. The whole part with like how the left and right are reacting. I was just watching Laura Ingram's monologue she had today, and one thing she mentioned is what I was thinking about today while I was doing my business. I mean, let's start at the beginning. When I first heard this, I thought, "Oh shit, oh no," and it wasn't that I was afraid he was gonna die. I didn't think for a second he was gonna die from this. I just thought they're gonna go, see, he didn't wear a mask, see, he had these packed rallies, see, he didn't listen to the experts, he didn't listen to the scientists, and now he's got it, see, we're right, he's wrong, ha ha. And that is what happened. And they did. Look, do most of these people on the left hope he dies? 100%. I don't think that's even a question right now. You can see it. The ones, there are just some that are more honest and open about, and others that are just, secretly like smiling and nodding. But as the day went on, and I thought about more, because I first saw Mike Cernovich's reaction. He said this is the best thing to happen to Trump. Why? Because he's going to come out as a hero. He's going to go through this, and it's going to boost people who like him. They're going to appreciate him more, and it's like a movie. And that's what this felt like when I say plot twist. Like, that's kind of what I felt like when I first saw the news. It felt like a movie. It felt like this is the part where the hero, the main character, has the ultimate, struggle or challenge in the third act of the movie that puts him down, and then he's got to bounce back, and then he becomes victorious in the end. That's what Sarah's saying. That's what Scott Adams is saying too. It's like this is like a third act of a movie sort of thing, and it freaking feels like it's so freaky. But I hope this isn't Game of Thrones where the main character goes in the penultimate episode. But I don't think that's this movie or show.
I think all eyes will definitely be on Trump. Like, there's people are going to be watching this very, very, very closely.
Well, that's what happened all day, isn't it? Just it's like this is like his Reagan moment. Everybody talks about this and that being his Reagan moment. To me, this is his Reagan moment because when Reagan was shot, I'd imagine all the attention was on Reagan, and this is like the closest thing to that. And we can just go into conspiratorial rabbit holes next about is this an assassination attempt? But then as like the day went on, though, I kept thinking about this more and more and more and more, and I realized I was thinking this fucking guy, this one guy. This is what Laura Ingraham was saying too. When he ran for president. And she didn't say this, but I thought this, which is that could you imagine the day he announced he was running for president? He would have never imagined ever that he would contract a virus in a global pandemic during his presidency that could kill him. No one could have seen that coming. And then this is where Laura Ingraham kind of, said that, look, this guy has been accused of they've called him a rapist, a racist, a sexist. They've impeached him, almost threw him out of office, and now he's going through this, and he still keeps fighting. He still keeps moving. He still keeps going. And that is the most powerful thing about Trump. The most inspiring thing for me is that his resilience, his perseverance, that he just doesn't stop.
And even as he is at Walter Reed, he is working. Like, through all of it, through all the trials, through all the tribulations, through all the, through all of it, he's still working. He's still serving the people. And this is one of those things. Like, if he pulls out of this thing unscathed, I mean, this is borderline God moment here. Like, because you're talking about, like, this is icing on the cake. Like, it's like, look, you've had all these things thrown at you, and then this thing, this illness that, for all, if he was anybody else, he would be at high risk. But the fact that he is Donald fucking Trump, right? Like, he gets through this thing, and it's like, what else? What else? Throw something else at me. I just, to me, that it kind of reinvigorates my admiration for the guy.
And that's what Scott Adams was saying too. Was that, he was the one saying, like, hey, we need to reopen the economy. We're going to take some risk here, but we got to do it. He followed through and walked the walk. He didn't just talk the talk. He walked the walk, and he got it. And he's fine. I mean, look, I don't want to say he's fine with that, but, like, he knew what the risk was. He told everyone. Everyone was cool with it. We went with it. And that makes me admire him more. And that's why I started thinking about later in days, like, how much people love this guy. Because you saw the extremes, the extreme hate and the extreme love today. Like, you're seeing it right now with these people at almost midnight waving flags from outside Walter Reed. And it's powerful because it is just unbelievable that this guy has come this far. And we're not even in the second term yet. I mean, it's amazing that he was again, he advised all these things and he went through it. He got it. and it's pretty remarkable. And he also becomes, as Scott Adams was pointing out, more of a voice of authority on this. Because they kept throwing this shit like, oh, you never got the virus. You don't know. Oh, you're not wearing a mask, but other people are getting infected and other people's families are hurt. That is done. That is done.
Yeah.
He has it. He can say whatever the fuck he wants, and you can't question him. I mean, they will, but they look like idiots, but you can't question him. He has it. He's living through it. It's like the general. I have to give a lot of credit with why I don't want to steal these, but Scott Adams made this analogy. They're the generals that send their troops out and get shot at while they wait home in HQ with their legs up on the desk and a single bullet whizzing past their head. But then there are the generals that ride with their troops on the front lines and are with them. It's like your Jon Snows and your George Washingtons versus whoever else. I don't know. But that is what it's like. To give an analogy of what he's going through right now, is he's leading the people through this pandemic. He is a wartime president leading the people through the pandemic that we've never seen before. And guess what? He's right there with us. He's taking the blows too. He's going through it, and he's working too.
Shit, he's taking the brunt of the fucking hits.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just taking the hit; he's taking the brunt of them. Like, look, I've never, like, this. We may never see a president this fucking marvelous in our lifetime. Like, you look at this guy who took a residence that's basically inferior to his lifestyle. He's given away all of his salary, all of his presidential salary, basically working this job for free. And he's doing it for the people. It's not like, not only that, his family came down. They've taken what you, they've taken less. Even that was one of those lines when Joe Biden tried to attack his family at the debate. He's like, right away, Donald Trump's like, look, my family's lost a fortune coming down here and serving the people. Your family has actually gotten a fortune.
Yeah. And
Like,
look, again, like, he's sacrificed so much. His private life is gone. He's having quote-unquote friends secretly record his wife. He's having people accuse him of things that you would never, ever think would accuse you of before. He has people pulling out old tapes on him, and people trying to steal his money, sue him, defame him, slander him every single day. And he still keeps going. He still keeps chugging along. This train does not stop. And the amazing thing, too, is that when this news broke, remember how we were literally like a few hours ago, we were talking about, oh, he hasn't condemned white supremacy. He hasn't condemned the Proud Boys. His poll numbers are going to go down. He did terrible in the debates. All this shit was going. Doesn't matter anymore. None of it matters. This is the only thing that matters right now. It's unbelievable. And I wonder, see, if any other president contracted it, I mean, there'd be intense coverage for sure. There'd be a lot. But this is different. This is way different. This is another level. And shout out to Jack Posobiec, by the way, for his fucking bus is still going. There we go. Now I can see the people. Is on the ground here, live streaming this MAGA mob right here. Really awesome work by Jack Posobiec. I love that guy. He's always where the news is, you know?
By the way, for him, congratulations on being 15 years sober. That is incredible. Look, I've worked in this field pretty much most of my life. That is an incredible feat. Like, it's just like, it's inspirational because, like, you know, there's a lot of people that struggle with addiction, and like, for him, like, that's 15. That's just so incredible. Like, hats off to Jack Posobiec.
Yeah, Awesome stuff. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And you know, you see all these independent journalists, all these I won't say rookies, but like these people that don't have the big fancy paychecks. They're going out there filming filming the stories that matter, and getting all this cool footage. And I mean, it's just awesome. I'm gonna play some of it too, and because there's a really cool moment, really cool moment from this that I want to show. So I'm gonna pull up the Twitter. I'm gonna keep this stream running, but I'm gonna pull up the Twitter here on Jack's Twitter.
Yeah.
This is probably the coolest moment of the night that nobody's talking about. You guys, Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, he came out today and was the first person to speak since the president tweeted he got coronavirus. And we're gonna show a tweet and everything like that. He is. I'm telling. He's becoming one of my new favorite people. I've always liked him a lot, but like, I'm loving him right now because I just love this. He went outside so Trump's in Walter Reed right now, and this MAGA crowd formed here, and Mark Meadows came out of Walter Reed and started giving everyone White House candy. You can see him handing it to everyone. And he said, according to Posobiec, the president saw you on TV and wanted to show his gratitude. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, that is super cool. Like, and this is a thing too, like he has like such a high appreciation. There's like a mutual appreciation for one another. Like, you know, he gives so much, and like these people, like his followers are willing to run through walls for this man. Like, I don't know if there was ever a time where a president has had this diehard admiration for this guy.
Oh yeah.
Like, you could say maybe Obama, just because of the being the first African American presidential candidate.
It's nothing
but
like this.
But this is like the intensity of the passion for Donald Trump. Like, these people are willing to go through the fires of hell for this guy, and he knows it, and he sends it right back. And it's like it pulls you in. Like, you see it, and it just like, damn, I want to join this. Like, screw it, let's do this. And like, it's.
How's the president doing?
Relate it to like me going to the rally, right? Because I'd never been to I'd never been to a rally before, and then I looked. We get there, and it's like a fucking festival outside. Like, there's people selling T-shirts, merchandise. There's people playing music. There's people barbecuing, and like, it's nuts. It is nuts. And then like, it's just this big event, and everybody's friendly, and everybody's just having a good time, and and it's like we're seeing we're started right here, right now. We're starting to see the polarization of these two opposite sides.
Show their true colors.
On the right, we're seeing a friendly atmosphere, a warm, inviting, embracing, getting together, coming up, working on solutions. We're just trying to make everything around us better. And then you have the other side that's like divisive, and they're trying to divide and conquer, and like they're all about personal power and personal fame and fortune, and it's just like they're backstabbing. It's like,
it's love versus hate.
It really is. It really is love versus hate. That's about as good versus evil, really. Like,
That too.
honestly, I mean, you couldn't just to me, it's like it's good versus evil. Because yeah, and you look at this, and like like we were all saying, on the right side, we have get well soon. You're in our prayers. We're praying for this guy. You know, we're like, we stand with him. We're behind him 100%. And then on the other side, it's like, oh, we hope he dies. We're celebrating that he has an illness. Like, it's just like you've got two polar opposites, and it's like,
Yo, this is
if
funny.
you're an indecisive voter, what side do you really want to be on, right?
Oh, I know.
What,
And I don't know how
like,
you can be on the side at this point.
yeah.
Something really funny happened too. Someone from California ordered Domino's for everyone at the Walter Reed MAGA flash mob. Isn't that awesome? Somebody
Yeah.
from California isn't even there, ordered them
Yep.
Domino's. And then the
Yep.
Trump supporters,
Mhm.
they offered Domino's to the media.
That's awesome.
They should have offered Papa
Although-
John's. That would have been hilarious.
I mean, are they going to deliver at 11 o'clock? I don't. I mean, that's.
I do it for the meme. You never know.
Yeah.
But also, too, what I was going to mention was that there's a guy there holding a sign that says, I think it says like "Science Matters" or something like cringe like that. Yeah, "Science Matters." Obviously a lefty. The Trump supporters are all around him. They're not attacking him. They're not throwing anything at him. They're not hitting him over the head with a bike lock. They're not trying to steal his shit. He's just there, and they're there. We're all friends. We're cool. You know, we're just showing love for our president.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
they're trying
well,
to
I
talk
mean,
to him now, but
yeah. I mean, yeah, he will get talked to, but I mean that was. I mean, I would assume that would be expected because right across the street is NIH. So
oh really?
yeah, yeah. You forgetting? I worked there for a couple of years. Yeah.
You worked in Walter Reed.
I did.
Wow, that's cool.
I did.
Now, my dad works, like, he doesn't work there, but he, like, repairs x-ray machines and shit, and he's been there a few times.
Yeah.
Have you been in the room that they use for the president at all, Phil? Because I hear it's like literally like a mini Oval Office, like in terms of like the stuff that's there.
It is. I've never been in it myself, but yeah, I've like the president has his own
Sweet.
has his own detail, like his
Yeah.
own medical detail. And I knew a couple of people that were on that detail. And so it's basically like a team of medics of all walks of life, like of the medical spectrum that are there specifically for the president. And so I mean, yeah, they were telling me all about that. Like, look, if he ever catches some kind of illness or whatever, he has every tool at his disposal. Like, so if he chooses to work, which he will, because he's Donald fucking Trump, yeah, he's most certainly able to do that.
Yeah, this is amazing. Like I'm looking at more of this stuff. Again, Pasobi's just doing stellar work here.
Yeah. I was saying they were saying, oh well, I don't know if they're going to be able to have like. I was hearing it on a news channel or whatever, and they were like, oh, we don't know if he's going to actually be able to have like teleconference and stuff like that. I'm like, you stupid bitch! It's already there. Like, it's already set up, literally. Like, he has like Walter Reed is it's the president's hospital, yes, but it's actually like the cornerstone medical facility for the military. Like, there's all kinds of there's all kinds of electric the tech bells and whistles there, like teleconference stuff, like highly encrypted stuff, about as encrypted as it gets. And like he really could do most of the Oval Office stuff at the facility. He'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, apparently too, he is. Today is technically Friday. Oh, next Friday. That's what I think. It's next Friday. He's planning to host a rally. Oh, he tweeted something new. Shit, he had a new tweet. I need to pull this up. This is okay. I get push notifications for his tweets. I don't know about you guys, but I push notifications for every tweet he sends. And normally I just kind of read a bit of it and swipe away the notification and read it later. When he tweeted out that video a few hours ago, which was the first thing he tweeted out after the big announcement, I stopped everything. Like, I noticed, I was like, oh shit, he tweeted, and stopped everything and saw what he had to say. That's how big of a deal this is now. Just the way he's doing it's amazing. He has a brand new tweet out. He says, "Going well, I think. Thank you to all. Love." Wow.
Yeah.
And that video he tweeted out has 15 million views already.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think when Trump gets better from all this, I think it'll fucking show the whole world,
Corona ain't
what's
so
really
bad.
going on with this virus. Yeah, I think, and I hope that's what happens, because that would be complete reversal.
That's what I'm wondering. That's what I want to kind of talk about is I think he's going to survive this, almost 100% positive. I got a little worried when I heard he was going to Walter Reed. I started thinking about, what if he dies? It's sort of making me think about that. But he's going to get through this. May have some long-term problems. But politically and optically, the first thing I'm trying to think of, what the best thing to do here is. But the first thing I thought when I heard about this was that he should do fireside periscopes from his time in quarantine. It'd be so cool getting a personal connection to the president like you've never seen before. What I thought would be really cool is what if he did a call-in interview of Joe Rogan in his time in quarantine. Really freaking cool. It'd be the most powerful interview ever, and it would just blow the internet. It would be the biggest interview ever. Will any of this happen? Probably not. It's just a cool thought. Because I think it's such a unique opportunity. It's a unique challenge that provides unique opportunities to do something special. I don't know what he's going to do. Maybe he doesn't do much of anything. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't need to. But I just think it would be really cool to have some sort of video diary or something where you get this more personal thing with him. Because I think that's the potential of what this has. I think Scott Adams was talking about this. This could really humanize him. I mean, he's already pretty humanized-ish, but he's a billionaire. He's Donald Trump. He's a president. He's always wearing a suit. He's very human in many of his personality traits, but he's also, he still has that larger-than-lifeness of him that takes away from that humanity a bit. And that's not saying that he doesn't have any. I'm just saying that, that just naturally happens when you're on that high on the world. And I think this humanized him because everybody kind of feels it. We feel for him. He feels for us. We're all kind of feeling it. We're all in this together, as the cliche goes. And I think initially I thought this hurts him. Politically, optically, I thought it hurts him initially. And then I started thinking about it, and I had no fucking clue where this was going to go. I'm this could go anywhere. People could think anything of this. It was really up in the air for me. But now, at the end of the day, I think he can come out of this with record approval ratings, record love. I think this has the ability to just... That last debate that came off maybe mean, nasty, or whatever, this is the exact opposite, contrast-wise.
I think what for him... and again, if he gets through this relatively unscathed, it will likely be one of the biggest it'll be one of the biggest motivational moves ever, because you look at Trump and he'll personally be able to say, look, I'm 74, I'm overweight, my diet's not great, look, and I've lived one hell of a life, but I got this virus and I got over it, and everybody else can too. Let's get back to work. And that could be one of those things where we just reignite everything, and it would pretty much steamroll the entire Democrat narrative, like steamroll it.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of love going on anymore. Like, you think that
No.
the whole pandemic thing, like at first for a good week or like maybe even a month, there was some of that, but like it
It went
quickly
away real
devolved
quick.
into just, yep, and that's what's going to happen over here, like if it even does. Because it's Trump. There's never going to be any love for him. He's a very polarizing figure. You either love him or you hate him, and there's a lot of people who love him, but there's a lot of people who hate him. I mean, I hope it can unite, people on the right side of the political sphere, but that's probably not gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, it might, like seeing what you were talking about with like some of the Groypers and stuff, but like for the left, it's just gonna have them be like a bunch of vitriol spewing like pieces of shit, like they already are.
Yeah.
Well,
I should be clear too. When I say there's gonna be record love, record approval, I mean more of like the right and the center and anybody else that's a decent person. I'm gonna come off harsh with this probably, but I think this day showed everyone's true colors, and you really see who the enemy is. And when people would say, like, I know Cernovich was saying this a lot, and Milo and Gavin, they were saying, like, look, these people don't just disagree with you. And when we mean these people, we mean the radical left. They don't just hate you, they want you dead. You. They want you dead. They call you Nazi. They call you all these awful things. They want you dead. They don't want you to just lose. They want you dead.
They want you gone. I mean, I would say they want you gone. And if it's dead or just leaving, they don't care. Like they don't care. I don't think they care what happens to you. They
Look
just
at what
want
they're
you
saying
gone.
about Trump. They literally want him dead right now.
They want him gone. They want him gone. They don't care if he dies. They don't care if he's removed from office, whatever. They just want him gone.
Yeah.
They want him gone. And this is one of those things where it's like they'll stop at nothing. They don't care. They're heartless. They don't have, like the part of what makes, and this is one of those things that makes America great. It's compassion. Like it's, the support when times get tough, it's stuff to build around. This is what makes us American, and like the left is not about that at all. That ain't America. The radical left, that ain't America.
No.
It's like I also hope there's serious hell to pay. Like people need to pay.
November 3rd.
Yeah,
that's when we can do
people
it.
need to pay. People need to pay.
Also, a couple hours ago, I saw it 10 seconds after she tweeted, Kellyanne Conway tested positive with COVID. We all know Hope Hicks did, and RNC Chairman Ronna McDaniel. Amy Barrett tested negative. All of Trump's family tested negative. Minus Melania. But now we have breaking news that Elise Marie Johnson tested negative.
All right.
And the White House physician has a new statement out. Just came out 12 minutes ago. I'm going to pull that up here. Right around the time Trump sent this brand new tweet. So Kayleigh McEnany just tweeted this out. New statement from the White House physician. An update on his health. It says, this afternoon, in consultation with specialists from Walter Reed and Johns Hopkins University, I recommend movement of the president up to Walter Reed National Military Medical Center for further monitoring. This evening, I am happy to report that the president is doing very well. He is not requiring any supplemental oxygen, but in consultation with specialists, we have elected to initiate remdesivir therapy. He has completed his first dose and is resting comfortably. Thank God, because Boris went on the oxygen quickly. He still made it out, but that was scary.
Yeah.
Trump
That was
is
a lot
doing it.
earlier too.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have remdesivir and all that other
Well, they've
stuff.
always
He
had
got-
remdesivir. That's an old drug. They didn't realize how effective it was going to be for COVID-19. That's another one of those ones that was kind of like hydroxychloroquine. Like it's always been around, but they didn't know how effective it was going to be. From
Fauci loved
like
it.
yeah, remdesivir. Yeah, remdesivir. That's a yeah, that's
What do we think though? Is gonna be like they said there's a lot of treatments they're pumping in him. They were putting like somebody in this chat just said Radio Freedom said Trump will be fine. He takes HCQ hydroxychloroquine. He does, and they're pumping a bunch of other things in it. They're pumping in vitamin D, vitamin C.
Well, I thought he had like he did it for a certain
And then
time, and
stopped.
then yeah, that's what I thought, and then and I thought that's what they were saying too, and that he would probably go do it again or whatever if he had to, but I mean, yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. As for the remdesivir, it was originally created in 2009. It was supposed to be a Hep C drug. Didn't really work out so much for the Hep C, but it ended up working out for like Ebola and then eventually COVID-19. Like, so it's one of those things that kind of was a nice little, hey, it worked out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's supposedly that's like one of the more popular treatments now for COVID-19.
Yeah.
And so
here's another angle too to this that I don't think anybody's really talking about. China could kill a U.S. president. Obviously, he's going to recover. We all believe that. But just think of that for a moment. China unleashed this virus, and they've almost killed a U.S. president. Boy, do they have to fucking pay.
I mean, I don't think China, the virus they released, but I don't think that they somehow directed this particular instance at Trump.
No, there's no. That'd be very difficult. But what I'm saying is,
unless they had
think
a
about the
secret
implications.
CCP agent, infect the one person who infected Trump. But that's like.
Well, we can go down that rabbit hole in a second. But what I'm just saying is, like, regardless of how this got to him, the virus came from China, and like, imagine being at the negotiating tables when this is all said and done, and when we're gonna hit down China, and Trump's in his second term. I mean, he is in such a position, like a strong position. He can just literally say to these people, you gave me this virus. You guys could have killed me. You're going to fucking pay up. You're going to do what I say. And you're going to do whatever it is he wants. But just think about that for a second. That they unleashed this virus. They've killed, hundreds of thousands of people all over the world. Millions, wherever the count's at. I updated the graphics today. We're at 35 million cases, 1 million deaths, and 23 million have recovered. But blood on China's hands, and they almost killed a U.S. president, a British prime minister. Like, just think of how serious that is. They could have killed them. They could have killed leaders without firing a single bullet, or not even intentionally doing it. The only thing they did intentionally was let this go throughout the rest of the world. So that's what I'm saying. It's still kind of a big deal in that sense. Yeah, we can't forget that China is always the culprit behind this. But to go down that conspiratorial rabbit hole, what are the odds that this was intentionally spread to the White House? That somebody, let's say, I don't know, maybe they know a White House fucking like janitor or something, I don't know, and they would hope they could spread up to Kushner, they could spread to Trump or whatever. Do we think there's a high likelihood this was intentionally done either by the CCP, the DNC, or it's just fucking Antifa. I don't know. Anyone. Deep state. What do we think of that?
I mean, I personally, I don't know. Like that's the thing that happens when you travel around so many places.
Yeah, I mean, this is something
Bound to
that,
happen.
yeah, it feels like it was bound to happen, just because he did so much traveling. Like he's been so many different places at so many different times. He's been around so many different people. Like, I mean, I don't know if you could really pinpoint it. Like, if people are kind of semi-attacking Hope Hicks for, because she tested positive, and then all of a sudden he tested positive. But I mean, who's to say that he didn't get it before her?
Well, some are
Or
saying he might have
whatever.
had it when he was on the debate stage,
I mean,
which I don't think
who
so,
knows?
but
Who knows? I mean, you're talking about. They're talking about, they're trying to stretch out the intubation period, and it could hit the debate stage, but I mean, we don't know. We don't
Well,
know.
well,
how
Biden
do you have a
tested
debate?
negative.
Yeah, how do you have a debate, while doing like with masks? It wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Like that's the risk you have to go and take. You want to be president, you have to go and put some risk in there. You can't be like Biden and live in a fucking bumper for 6 months, and then like now, like it's funny too, because like now I hear that his campaign wants to come like out and start like campaigning now.
Yeah,
Dude,
isn't
if
that
he gets,
funny?
if Biden were to get COVID-19, he's fucking dead. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think at least, look, yes, Donald Trump's, he's 74, he's overweight, but he's still in much better shape than Joe Biden. Like, Biden looks sickly. Like, yeah, if he gets it, he's done. Call it a night. Like, his wife's a doctor, and it still wouldn't fucking matter. Like, he's gone. Like, he gets that virus, he's gone.
Radio Freedom says the U.S. gave 1 million doses of hydroxychloroquine to Brazil. Why would we give it and they take it if it doesn't work? Well, obviously it works. Like, we all know it works.
Yeah.
Unless you watch CNN. It's
Right.
just how effective is it? Like, look, if I was about to die from COVID, fuck yeah, I'd try. Like, what do you have to lose? But does it work with everyone? No. That's why we have other things we're trying. Why do you think we're doing so many different vaccines? I mean, doing everything we can. I mean, it's pretty simple. By the way, Pasobic is live now, so if everybody wants to go follow, and do whatever you can to help share this guy's stuff out. He's live right now on the ground again in Maryland.
He's a nice guy. He's
so
nice
cool.
guy.
He's really cool.
I gave him a congratulations tweet, and he ended up retweeting it.
Yo, nice. You didn't tell me about that.
Yeah,
he retweeted my personal account once.
Yeah. It ended up getting like 566 likes.
Shit.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I need to give it a like then.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like he's been a really good guy to us. He came on our show, and I know he talked with you at CPAC, and he's just like we have Twitter conversations from time to time too, and like he's a super cool guy.
Yeah, he's very
he's one of he's probably one of the most legit journalists out there. Like, he's in it. Like, he goes in it. Like, he is not scared. Dude, Kevin Cork is another one, by the way. But
from
like,
Fox.
Yeah, I love, dude, Kevin Cork. He might be there. Him, Cernovich, and Jack Posobiec. Those are like probably my three favorite journalists. I try not to put Milo Yiannopoulos in that conversation because he's something else. Like
He's an
I don't know.
entertainer.
He
probably more than
yeah yeah
mostly
but,
an
yeah
entertainer though.
yeah. I mean he.
But when he does do
If
journalism,
if you put him in a journalistic category, he does that fantastic, like phenomenally. But I just like he's got that. It's there's an entertainment moxie with his journalism that really kind of puts him in another
field.
category.
He's like in the Tucker Carlson level, but like better than Tucker Carlson.
I don't know if I'd even put him in with Tucker Carlson.
But
He's
like
got his own
they
thing.
entertain, but they also do news.
I don't know if I'd say Tucker entertains.
Oh, that's
though.
wrong. Yeah,
wrong place.
It's a very there's a flair. There's a flair to Milo.
Flair.
Yeah, like but there's like a presence about him that he does. Like it's just it's really good. Like but I put him separate just because it's like he's in a league of. I always say he's in a league of his own, but he really kind of is. Like,
well, it's like Gavin too in some ways. I know Milo does. Well, I don't know how much. I know Gavin's done like columns and like interviews, but I don't know if he's done like journalism. But it's kind of in that tier. Like Laura Loomer's another one you can throw in there. Actually, that's in that Milo category. Where they do
actually,
journalism
I would put
and
that because she is well. No, I think for her she's. I would put her. I would actually. You know what?
She in a different.
I would actually put
now?
her. I don't know if I put her in a different cat. I think she's just as good. She's just as good, if not better than like Cernovich, because all four of them, go. They go. When you're talking about like not only are they good at the journalistic part of it, they go. They put themselves on the line. Like it's great. Like when Laura Loomer is at her best, she goes right into the thing. She puts herself deep. She puts herself in immediate danger, like going to these places and going to these like going to that next level. She's fantastic too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I apologize to Laura Loomer for not putting her in that group originally.
Well, you sometimes forget about like because certain things sort of shine out brightly. It's like when you it's like when a band plays their hits, but then they have these hidden gems that are like in many ways just as good, but like nobody talks about them as much. It's kind of like that. It's like
I like Kevin Cork though. He might be me personally, he might be my favorite because nobody really talks about Kevin Cork.
Yeah,
like, you get a lot of because he's on Fox News, and they don't. I just don't think that they
don't use him enough. Almost,
I don't think that I don't think that Fox News respects him enough. Like he's intelligent, he's well spoken. He deeply goes where nobody's willing to go, and like I don't think they respect him at all. What's up? What did you?
Yo, sorry. Yeah, I just whenever you hear me, here's something big. This is a big one. Trying to find confirmation. Yep. It's legit. Trump's campaign manager Bill Stepping tested positive. That's a big one.
Right.
That's a big one.
Okay.
Wow.
Well,
so far the list is Trump, Donald, Melania, Hope Hicks, Kellyanne, Bill Stepping, Mike Lee, and Ronna McDaniel.
Okay.
Wow. That's a big. Stepping's a big one, dude. Because oh my god, I'm trying to think of my job.
He runs the campaign. Yeah, he runs the campaign. That's huge.
Because everybody's got to keep in mind we're 31 or 2, depending on how you're counting it, days out. And the other thing we're not talking about too is how's this affect the debates? People were making so many jokes. Oh, Biden's gonna get COVID and drop out of the debate. It's not what's happening. Trump has COVID. The debate's in a couple weeks, when he's done his 10 days, he could technically do the debate like the day or two after, whatever it is. But I don't think they're going to do that. I think the most likely scenario is they postpone the debate a few days. We'll see. I don't see Trump doing a Zoom debate. Do you think he'd do that?
No,
No.
Exactly.
because
The
Biden would
optics
just
would be
Biden would have
awful.
of a fucking whole he would just like straight up use a teleprompter.
Mhm.
You
No.
can't trust them. Like I think they need to use like a virtual reality like thing for Biden to make sure he's not screwing with you.
VR.
I kind of think we're fucked on these debates. Like as far as getting any fair. You remember the last time we had this show, and I was saying, hey, maybe the C-SPAN one was going to be fair. Yeah, I take back that one.
Well, did you see what that guy's
I take
tweets
back that
were?
one because the guy,
Yeah.
the moderator was a Biden staffer.
He's buying chill, yeah.
Yeah, like yeah. So
He's a never Trumper. He wrote articles saying no, Trump never, and has pictures with Joe Biden. It's totally rigged. Totally rigged. Everything is rigged against Trump, and he still prevails.
Yeah.
This is just craziness. I'm trying to get Sam and Apex in the chat. I think they might still be streaming, but trying to get them in to add something to this. But, dude, the campaign manager is a big one. That's a big one. And that's the thing, too. Like, how does this change campaign? He's not going to have rallies for, like, 10 to 14 days. He's not going to be out there for 10 to 14 days. Like, I don't know what this does to this whole thing. Like, I really don't know. Usually there's, like, a general direction I can think of or, like, some possibilities that are likely. But, like, I'm totally at loss. I just don't know what's going to happen.
We'll just see. We just got to see. We just got to wait and see. We'll do. He'll do the protocol, and I think we'll be fine.
It says Steppien's going to work remotely while a deputy. These are people that, wow. Justin Clark is expected to oversee the Trump team in Arlington. To give you a little perspective what a deputy campaign manager is, those are people like where my level is, there's like one level up and one level above that. And that's kind of where they are. They're up in the food chain. They don't seem that high up when you like go like, oh, they're only like 2 up from me, but like they're pretty up there. Because that's what I believe. Well, deputy campaign manager. That's okay. I might actually be higher. It's deputy. Okay, I should rephrase that. They are pretty high up, but they're like, they pulled someone from Virginia. Or no, he's gonna oversee Arlington. Okay, I need to reread that. But yeah, that's somebody that's pretty up there. I see. Basically, like a right-hand man. Wow. So, back to the conspiracy stuff though. Do we think though that somebody like try to like infect Trump? Like, do we actually think that somebody would, and who would?
I mean, I doubt it, but I can't rule it out. Like if somebody said that it did happen, I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't. I mean, I lean more
wasn't
toward
like the first family not wearing like masks or something at the debate too?
They came in with masks, but once they sat down, they took them off.
I don't know. I just heard people bitching about that on the news.
They love to bitch, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Every little thing.
Everybody, like, and all these politicians are jumping on the. See, this is what happens when you're reckless.
Well, it took them like what 10 months to get it. Like, he did a pretty shitty job of being reckless.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. You're still reckless.
And also, it's not like the cases are at like record highs. It's been going down overall. Like, yeah, there's been
Yeah.
some upticks recently, but like overall, the trend has been down. The curve has been flattened.
But once these guys get over it, gonna get aggressive.
Dude, it's gonna
They're
be
gonna get aggressive.
Ooh.
By the way, look, I was one of the things that made me upset today, seeing the Washington Post put the
God.
yeah
I saw that.
they had the opinion piece. Imagine what it will be like to never have to think about Trump again. Like, what a piece of shit of a person to put something like this
Yeah.
on a news site. If you want to call the Washington Post actual news, which, you know what? Yeah. I'm sorry.
Here,
I apologize to everybody for calling the Washington Post news.
see, they keep hoping that Trump dies, but then like Mike Pence ends up getting it, and then they get even more pissed off. They realize that like Mike Pence is like 20 times more hardcore than Trump, and after Trump dies, you know, if he were to pass away, there'd be a lot of like sympathy and stuff, and people would be like, you know, they'd probably be all over Pence, and then they'd be like double screwed because they'd have Pence instead of Trump to moderate Pence. They get the full on like 10,000 volts.
Shocky McShock.
Oh,
there was a funny Mike Pence meme I saw today that said, let me find it. It said, the caption was, like it in the crapper, you get the zapper.
Yeah, what if like Mike Pence was the one who secretly like gave Trump COVID?
And this is how he gets power.
Yes.
You never know with that guy. Can't tell. He's too slick, too clean, too nice, too perfect. I'm telling you, he must have murdered somebody. I don't know who or why or how, but he's murdered somebody.
With his electricity.
Yes. Can you imagine? He's just like Palpatine, where like he just like zaps it out of his like hand.
Yes, that's what he did. You know, he just Palpatine like Trump. You know,
He Palpatine.
he just like he slipped him the virus using his Sith powers.
He executed Order 66, and now
Yes.
he's eliminating all of his like clone army. See, this is how you actually joke about this. None of this like, haha, Trump got corona, so he's gonna die. Haha, that's a joke.
Yeah, Malcolm Nance, the of MSNBC. Well, he's MSNBC correspondent. He had written a tweet that was like, think about it. If Trump and Pence go down, then Nancy Pelosi is president. Like,
Don't make me think about that.
right.
I don't want to.
And I'm like, and again, I'm like, these people just. Well, first off, Malcolm Nance, that's a warmonger piece of shit right there. But like, I mean, again, we're talking about the left. They have no. There's no boundaries that they won't go.
Yeah.
They'll go as low as they can. Like they don't care. Anything to keep the status quo.
Looks like the crowd is up. Yeah, the last few people are leaving now at the Walter Reed crowd. It grew, like it peaked around midnight. Now they're going away, it looks like. They gotta clean up. There's like a bunch of shit there. Usually these people clean up. Maybe they're coming back or something, I don't know. But is that Posobiec right there? I think that's Pozo. Can't tell. One other thing too I was thinking of was that I wonder what is Trump's first public appearance going to be like once he's all like clean? Like not just like the air like coming off the fucking, plane or whatever, but like imagine if his first like public speech performance, whatever it is the next debate. That would be epic. It'd be like coming out of like the last one with the second one was like his first public thing like right after the Pussygate tape. Now imagine this one. The second one is right after he comes out coronavirus.
Well,
It'd
that's
be
the thing
amazing.
too. Like, once you get that virus, you can't really get it again for at least a while.
Yeah, I
You
think you
know.
can still get it again, just it takes a little bit.
Well, then how would a vaccine work?
That's a good question. Well, I forget how those things work. They do
They
something where
give you the virus.
they
That
build
that's
up
how.
immunity.
Yeah, but if you get the virus, you get me like if you get like chicken pox, you won't get like if the vaccine's gonna work at all, it's gonna the virus, you have to get some immunity for it. But either way, like at least for the rest of the election, like Trump would be fine.
Well,
He just
maybe
stop
the
wearing a
people that
fucking
have gotten
mask.
it second times were getting different strains, and that's why they were getting it again.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a bunch of hooey fadooey. Cause I heard like if you had like no symptoms or whatever your first time, then you could get it again. But that's the thing too. It's like there's more than one coronavirus. Like it's a whole broad category. Like there's certain strains of colds that are like based off of coronaviruses. It's
It's a
just like the
spectrum.
shape of them. It's the shape of a virus. It's like the Wu flu. Like that's like one virus, but like colds are also technically in the coronavirus family. So like you know, at least for the earlier tests, there's a lot of false positives for it because they would detect if you had a coronavirus, not necessarily the Wuhan China virus coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
So Kim Jong Un wished Trump recovery from the coronavirus.
Wow.
That
Oh,
was
he's
that.
nicer than the Democrats.
Yeah, that's very nice of Kim Jong Un's sister to send those warm wishes. It's very nice of her.
I guess some communists aren't assholes. It's just our communists are the assholes.
Yeah,
Yo, people are sending Mickey D's and pizzas into
that's right.
the fucking MAGA crowd here, and a bunch of lefties drove by, and you saw like on the stream a few minutes ago, like people like picking up papers. A bunch of people drove by, threw papers that said "fuck the Trumps" on it. It was like it's the stupidest. Like it looks like just other shit. It's just
It's
written.
like children.
Yeah.
It's like children. These are children that are like trying to do their little temper tantrums. By the way, look,
Fucking Biden got like coronavirus, they'd be all upset.
They'd be crying.
yeah.
And they wrote it like in fucking Arial, all caps, bold and underlined, and it didn't even fill the whole page. Like it looks like shit.
They were like, oh, they're talking about climate change. Look, you wasted all that fucking paper.
Yeah, good point.
Save the trees.
Except
Save
in the name of
trees, you
social
fuckers.
justice.
No, honestly, look, either they're mentally ill or their dads clearly didn't paddle them enough. Or both. I mean, really. Like this is what I'm saying. Fathers, paddle your children. Okay, there's
Is that a public service announcement?
that is a public service announcement.
It's not wear a mask, it's paddle your kids.
If your kid, look, look, if a father paddles his children, that will do way more for the world than any mask ever worn ever. Beat the shit out of your children. Paddle them, not beat the shit out of them. Paddle, okay? If they start acting up, whap, make their asses warm. You'll be great.
You want to know what else? Speaking of getting asses warmed, you want to know what Congress did today? Instead of approving a stimulus bill, instead of doing all kinds of things they could have done, they all, except for I think 18 congressmen, I need to find these 18 base men and women, a bill condemning Q.
Yeah, see, it's like college. It's like the student government, just such useless bullshit.
Yeah, it's just like the student government condemning our event. Like, ooh, we did something.
I bet they're gonna make another one like, oh, we condemn the Proud Boys too, don't we?
Oh my god. Okay, this is what I was originally going to talk about on the show, but obviously circumstances changed. If there's one thing that Trump has done that kind of disappointed me, it's what he did last night in Hannity. he condemned the Proud Boys. Now, to be clear, and I'm not going to give him the hardest of time for this, because it sounded like he was kind of, I don't want to say forced to do it, but like he doesn't know what the Proud Boys are. Because he literally was like, I condemn white supremacists, I condemn the KKK, and I even condemn the Proud Boys. I don't know anything about them, da 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 da. If he literally said he doesn't know anything about the Proud Boys.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, why are you condemning them? Like, that's not a good idea. Secondly, these are your supporters. It's a multiracial MAGA frat.
I think he said it like he said it in a whatever format. Like
yeah.
Which you tell me, like if you told me that he doesn't know what the Proud Boys are, I would believe it, because it was very
nonchalant.
Yeah, it was very nonchalant. It was like, what the fuck ever? Who the fuck are these guys? Like, what are you doing? You telling me to denounce these people I don't even fucking know? Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Come on.
Even Gavin, to my knowledge, isn't upset. Like, I didn't even see him post anything on his Parler about it. Tommy Robinson even was giving Trump the biggest benefit of the doubt over it, and that's what I think. I really think Trump doesn't really know who they are and just sort of said it. And I just think, and I don't want to talk about this in this during what's happening now, but you just gotta be careful of that shit, because you don't want to piss off your own people. But obviously none of that matters now because of what we're watching unfold. But I was shocked to see him say that. I was genuinely shocked. I was like, what? Did he really? No way. No. But because there's pictures of Enrique Tarrio, who's the leader of the Proud Boys, with Roger Stone, with Lindsey Graham, with all these people. Even Don Jr., I think, was in a picture with him. And I'm like, one, how do you not know who these guys are? But two, these are your guys. I hope these people close to Trump are telling him after that, hey, don't condemn them. These are cool people. These are your people. And I saw when that video even got tweeted out by Team Trump, there were a bunch, almost everybody in the comments was like, dude, what the fuck? The Proud Boys are awesome. They're not white supremacists. What are you talking about? Radio Freedom says possible upside of Trump condemning Proud Boys is raising awareness that they have an Afro-Cuban leader and aren't actually white supremacists. I mean, maybe that's happened. That'd be an unintended effect, but maybe. I don't know. Proud Boys did nothing wrong. I will stand by that forever, unless they do something wrong. You said, you said there was a radio host being cucky about them, Alex, right?
Oh God, yeah. There's I forget what his name was, but he's on Beaver County Radio and he hosts Teleforum. I'm gonna go to fuck with him one of these days.
Me too. I have to wait a bit to do that, but I do.
You can go and make up a name.
I thought about that. Yeah, that's a way around it, but I would never do that. That's a terrible thing. Disavow. I condemn that. Are you gonna say something else?
Yeah, no, it's not even just him though. I saw a bunch of I think Mitch McConnell, all these other guys. It's not surprised to me, but they're all condemning him too. What a bunch of pussies.
Yeah, and I think that's the difference between those people and Trump is those people are being pussies. I don't think Trump is not a pussy. Trump's Chad.
Trump is the alpha male. Yeah. He's the alpha male in the building. Even when, even Mitch, even Cocaine Mitch. It's he's
weird.
He's good. He's good when he's told what to do. Basically, he's
pretty much.
The Trump or Lindsey Graham has to spearhead the fucking thing before people finally start listening. It's yeah, we're gonna Mitch McConnell's we're gonna think this thing out. Trump's nope, we're gonna fucking do this, and then McConnell's we're gonna do what Trump said.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's how it rolls. That's it. Look. You want to be a good leader? Go follow. Do what Trump does, right? Just fucking do it, right? And if you want to be successful in this world, And people are saying that don't listen to sociologists when they tell you that like you don't have to work hard to be successful, right? Don't listen to them. That's like the quickest way to staying poor for the rest of your life. And eventually probably killing yourself because you've never amounted to shit. If you really want to be successful, you got to put in the work. Whatever you do, whatever you decide to do, you got to put in the work. Look at Donald Trump. That dude's one of the hardest working people in the business. Even right now as we speak, he is working his ass off, right? Because that's what successful people do. They work hard and get results. That is what separates successful people from not successful people.
Yeah.
Another public service announcement. Work your ass off. If you want to be successful, work your ass off. If you want to be a piece of shit, then I don't know. Do nothing. I don't know. Whatever the fuck you want to do, I guess. I don't know.
Does that cucky radio host say anything about Trump, Alex?
Oh yeah, he's a big anti-Trumper. He complains about him like all the time. He's like, and he went on this like diatribe about this like dude in a line who didn't wear a mask to go like to the fucking bank. He's like, oh, like for 50 minutes, like, oh, you know, if I was younger, I would have beat your ass. And like, dude, what a fucking pussy. Like, you go up there, he seems like such a beta dude. Like, man, he just really grinds my gears whenever I hear his ass. He's just such a beta. It's like, oh, you need to wear a mask. You know, you're an asshole if you don't wear a mask. Blah blah blah. Like, dude, fuck off.
I'm watching Jack Posobiec, by the way, on his phone tweeting stuff out here, and then watching his Twitter feed as it pops up. This is so funny. He says an Antifa girl has showed up at Walter Reed and is chanting, "Wah, wah, your leader's gonna die," from across the street.
I'm gonna laugh when like he survives, and then like she'll be like pissing her pants because
Should be
she's a
locked
pussy.
the fuck up.
Yeah.
Lock her
I hope
up.
that. Yeah, you know, I hope that these people who like say all these like stupid things on fucking Twitter, like threatening people, you know, I hope that like they get like Secret Service sent to their ass.
Yes, just to spook them, you know? You don't even have to arrest them, just spook them. And that, look, I'm a big free speech guy, okay? The biggest free speech guy you'll meet.
In this short
but
series with Invesco,
you are not allowed to threaten the President of the United States' life. And I know this is a little different, but like, I wouldn't mind the Secret Service just paying him a visit to spook him, because it's like, these people are fucked up. I mean, I cannot emphasize, like, when people are like, oh, these people just have differences of opinions. Oh, Antifa, they're just an idea. You know, they're just an idea. No, they're an organized militia, a terrorist organization with flags and uniforms, and they're wishing death upon the president. We hear terrorists in the Middle East say death to America, death to Donald Trump, death to the president. We're hearing our own fucking people in our country say that right now, okay? It's a war. It's a war. And if you don't have the balls to fight in it, get out. We don't need you. And rant.
Yeah, if you're a leftist and you want communism or socialism or whatever the fuck that is, hey, take your ass to Venezuela, right?
Yo,
Take
Jack's
your ass
taking
to
one of the
Cuba.
pizzas.
Yeah, take
Go to
your
North
ass to
Korea.
Cuba. Go to North Korea. I hear that communism and socialism's running pretty fucking smoothly over there.
Mm-hmm. It always works out. Yo, there
Give
goes
him-
Jack. Bye, Jack. Oh, he's taking the pizza with him, yes.
Mm.
Oh, that's amazing. There's like 3 people out here now. Amazing. Now they cleaned up too. Good job, guys. Trying to see if CNN's covering this. Like, racists outside of Walter Reed rally for President Trump. God. Oh, speaking of people like this, remember when we interviewed Jacob Wool?
Yeah.
Well, he has some new updates for us if he ever comes back. He has been hit with 4 felony charges
I saw that. I saw that article.
for
That's
robocalls.
fun.
It's
That's
hilarious.
funny.
It's hilarious.
I thought the robocalls are pretty funny. Like when you hear them, as like telling people about the dangers of like remote voting. Like, how's that even legal? Like, you know, I don't see how you can get charged with a felony for that. That should be considered freedom of speech. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's a felony. I'm gonna look into that right now. I should. Do they have recordings of the robocalls online?
Yeah.
Oh God, yes. I love
You can
it.
he needs to get a good lurk. That law sounds like it should be struck down.
Oh God. Somebody was talking about that. This is the funny thing about Jacob Wall. The left is so obsessed with this guy. No matter how banned he gets, he does a little shit that makes them all talk about him. You know, it's so funny because even in the office today, we had somebody call the office complaining about this. They said, I saw on Mad Out last night about these 2 conservatives that were doing these robocalls, and one of your candidates was on them.
And you'd be like, well, why the fuck are you listening to Maddow, you stupid bitch? Why the fuck would you listen to Maddow? Like, why at all? Like, why would you come into our office or call in our office and say that you listened to Maddow? Why would you? I would have hung up. Like the second she would have been like, I was listening to Maddow, click,
Yeah.
done.
You had me at Mad Out.
You wasted my time listening to you before you said Mad Out, right?
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is too, like speaking of Mad Out, I knocked on one door last Saturday where this one lady opens the door. She sees us. I was with somebody else door knocking. I had my MAGA hat on. I had the Trump lit, and she goes, "Oh hi, how you guys doing?" I gave her my spiel, and she doesn't answer my question really. She just goes, hi, yeah, huh?" And she goes, "Did you guys see Rachel last night?" And we're like, "What? Rachel?" And my door knocker was like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, "What are you fucking talking about? You saw it?" And I could tell she was kind of faking it to kind of keep it going. She's like, "Yeah, Rachel had this like great show last night. Like, you need to watch it. Like, it was so good." And then I realized she was talking about Rachel Maddow. She was unironically telling us to watch Rachel Maddow, and she was like hoping that we would watch polls too. She's like, "It's so good to see young people like you in politics. Like, you guys need to be watching the polls though, because I get so many Democrats that come in to get confused as to where to vote." I'm like, "And you're trusting me, the MAGA hack bro right here?" Like, some of these people are really weird. Like, thought we would watch Rachel Maddow, and she was
I think
like,
these
cool
people
with
are
us.
mentally ill. I think these people are mentally ill.
Yeah.
I do. There's not like they're outside. The shit that they say is outside the scope of reality. Like I just like there's nothing. Nothing ties into each other. Nothing really makes that much sense at all. You're just like, no, just it's no, just go see help. Go see somebody, get some meds, you'll feel better.
Well, this site has a very nonpartisan headline. Conservative hoaxers face felony charges over robocalls. 2 conservative operatives were charged Thursday with felonies in connection with false robocalls that aim to fucking ads. Jesus. This ad has awful, this site has awful headlines and awful ads. Robocalls aimed at to dissuade residents in Detroit and other U.S. cities from voting by mail. The calls falsely warned residents in majority black Detroit and urban areas in at least 4 other states that voting by mail in the November 3rd election could subject people to arrest, debt collection, and forced vaccination.
That's hilarious.
That's funny.
So I love Jacob. See, the funny thing too with Jacob is like I remember him saying in a video, he's like, guys, we shouldn't be reaching out and like trying to get black support. Like, that's good, yeah, do that, but we need to suppress the vote. He's like, we need full-on voter suppression. I was like, oh, now I see what he was talking about. Oh my god. See, he's basically like a Roger Stone, you know? A dirty trickster. You know? He plays a little dirty. When the left goes low, we go low too, gets in the mud. But it is fucking effective. And funny. You may think it's immoral, you may think it's wrong, but look. You might think of the situation we're in where we had people wishing death upon the president. Is this the worst fucking thing that could be happening right now?
It doesn't matter. It's evil.
It's
It's
Trump.
evil.
Orange man
Yeah.
bad. You notice they don't
Make
use
it
Trump anymore?
Stop. Make it stop. What's up?
Well, hold on. Like, who actually listens to those robocalls? So, like, if you're stupid enough to listen to a robocall telling you, like, to not
Dude,
vote,
these people are mentally ill. This is what I'm saying. They're
Probably
then you
jerk
probably
off to
shouldn't be voting to
robocalls.
begin with.
Yeah, of course. But that if mentally ill people weren't allowed to vote, then no Democrat ever would get elected. Ever.
See, what he should have done is just get one of those, like, Indian companies to do it. Because, you know, they do that shit all the time, saying, like, your Social Security Administration, no one ever finds them.
Well, he usually like hires people off of Craigslist to like do stuff for him. Oh god, it's so funny.
We need, like, go to, like, Craigslist in India. Or, like, China. Oh, that'd be funny if it was from China. That'd be really funny.
They said 85,000 calls were believed to have been made across the nation. She said that nearly 12,000 residents in the 313 area codes received the calls in Detroit, and similar calls also blanketed urban pockets of Pennsylvania, Ohio, Illinois, and New York. And she encouraged anyone who received such a call to file a complaint with her office. Wall and Berkman have a history of supporting President Donald Trump and attacking against political opponents. I just love the forced vaccination one was a part of it. That's so funny.
We need to go and find, like, one of those videos and play it.
Yeah, let's
Like
find
an audio
one.
transcript.
Alright, we're gonna find one. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Jacob will robocall. Oh god, I'm gonna probably like laugh when I play it. Let's see if there's a YouTube video. I think I found it. I wonder who they said. Did they even like identify as themselves? Project. Oh yeah, they always have they call their thing Project 1599. That reminds me of the fucking left, like Project 19, whatever it is.
Jacob Wall,
Or 1620 or whatever, 1672, whatever the fuck it is.
Project 1488. Is that gonna be the next one? Oh god. Robocall. Oh my god. Does anybody have the robocalls? Let's see if
Two
this one
well-known
has it.
conservative political operatives facing charges tonight accused of trying to intimidate voters here in Michigan. Attorney General Dana Nessel says the two are behind misleading robocalls that tried to scare people into not voting.
You may remember back in August, Nessel and Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson warned people about these calls after complaints started coming in. Jason Colthorpe spoke to the
phone calls that they say
civil rights organization
Oh, I found the
founded by
call. I found the call. I found the fucking call. Do you want me to send you guys a link? Because I don't think I can play through this thing. Let's see. No, I don't want to save it. Let's share it. It's at around 42 seconds in the video. I'll post in the chat. I'm also outputting this audio to the stream so people can hear it when I play it on my end.
not to go and vote.
The civil rights organization founded by Jack
What
Berkman and
time was
Jacob
like
Wolf.
40 minutes or 40 seconds?
45 seconds. Oh my god. He says this is a civil rights foundation founded by Jacob Wolf and Jack Berkman.
Phone call may sound familiar.
But did you know that if you vote by mail, your personal information will be part of a public database?
According to the state attorney general,
They should have said the
12,000
names.
people with 313 area codes received that robocall in late August.
That will be used by police departments to track down old warrants and be used by credit card companies to collect outstanding debt.
I mean, none of this is true, but it is very scary if you don't know anything about absentee voting.
Today, AG Dana Nessel filed charges in 36th District Court against 54-year-old Jack Berkman and 22-year-old Jacob Wall. The men
Wait,
she
Jacob is younger than me?
says are behind the calls.
It's not just illegal to bribe or to threaten a voter to influence who they vote for. It's
How does that
also a
make you
crime
feel,
if it
Sean?
deters them from voting.
What was that?
How's that make you feel, Sean, knowing he's younger than you?
Makes me
He's
feel like
doing
I
all
haven't
Well,
done
technically,
shit.
I think he said it could be. So, like, I don't know. I think
At
that they
all.
might be
And
able to weasel their way out with that.
Yes.
Considering Michigan was decided
Like,
by
and
fewer
they
than
probably
10,000.
do track that stuff, like, probably like NSA does. And then good Lord knows what happened in a few years. I mean, I don't think he's necessarily wrong with
Votes
some
in
of those
2016
things.
discouraged
They're gonna make a public database. Oh my god.
I mean, they probably already do. Like, you send them your information, they're gonna. I mean, they have your information.
They technically
but,
have a database.
Well, not if you never registered to vote.
12,000
Sure.
likely Democrats to vote.
Really determine who becomes.
Now, what I wonder is, like, why did they say their names? Because they're not stupid. Okay, I hate when people say that about these two. They are very smart. But did they plan on getting caught?
Well, if they gave their names for it, yeah. Unless they told that person, "Hey, don't say these names," and then they did. But I'd make a fake shell company.
Who our next president is.
Berkman is from Virginia and a conservative lobbyist. And Wall from L.A. He's known for promoting right-wing conspiracy theories and trying to smear prominent Democrats. And their legal troubles might not be limited to just Michigan.
And then we absolutely intend to aggressively
By
defend
the way, in
voters
Philly
in this
news,
state and to enforce the laws.
76ers hired Doc Rivers, who was the guy who made that impassioned speech that fucking basically took a shot at Republicans during the NBA playoffs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like, about these Republicans, they don't understand. Like, it was just like, and they applauded him for it. Like, they don't know what it's like to be black in America, and like, it's like, yeah. But anyway, he was the Clippers. He was the Clippers coach at the time. His team was up 3-1 on the Indiana Pacers, and they blew the 3-1 lead to, get knocked out of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So he ended up getting fired because of that, because he's been doing that quite a bit. And so the 76ers announced that he was their coach, which, like, by the way, what part of like, I know most of you don't follow the 76ers or basketball or whatever, but like, the 76ers are a team that has talent, but they stumble when they're in the playoffs. And they let go of their coach because he couldn't get the job done. But then they replace him with one of the biggest playoff floppers in NBA history. I'm like, you're just basically guaranteeing the same results over and over again. So whatever. Anyway, moving on.
Interessante. I don't have anything else to talk about tonight. I want to save a few stories for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk about some of the stuff we already have with the other boys as well, and girls if they want to come on. But we will definitely talk about the Proud Boys tomorrow, talk about Jacob again, talk about Corona, because I bet there's going to be more breaking news from that. I mean, that's kind of why I want to do this, too, is to cover all this now, because I know there's going to be more, and this is a historic day. Big news. Got to cover it. I mean, it's just wild time we're living in. Absolutely wild. Oh, man.
Yeah. Nutty day, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then there's the whole Breonna Taylor thing.
Hold on. Real quick.
Yeah,
real
sure.
quick before we leave. Twitter comms replied. Okay, so Jason Kobler wrote a tweet that said, Twitter says it will suspend people who tweet that they hope. Okay, right. Twitter says it will suspend
people that make like threats or something.
It will suspend people who tweet that they hope that Trump dies. Facebook will let you wish death upon Trump as long as you do not tag him.
What?
And then Twitter comms writes, tweets that wish or hope for death, serious bodily injury, or fatal disease against anyone are not allowed and will need to be removed. This does not automatically mean suspension.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why people were like, you know, some of the more fringe people on the right were like wishing death upon RGB and like saying so when she died. I guess that's why they're still on Twitter. I guess Twitter is applying those rules semi-fairly, but we all know that's not going to last.
I don't know, because I've seen a lot of tweets that wished ill on our president. So, I mean, the ones with RGB, there were quite a few with RGB that were getting flagged and suspended and all that shit. So.
Yeah, I'm reading some Trenches posted too. He said the White House was contaminated with a potential bioweapon from China. It infected the president's wife, several senators, and many staff members. We cannot ignore the fact that it can be weaponized easily and is highly contagious. Just as soldiers used to throw dead animals over castle walls to infect those inside, there's a real possibility this was an attempt on the president and his wife's lives. That's what I've been speculating too. Everyone at the White House gets tested daily. Way too many people are sick from this to make sense. The timing is also impeccable and correlates directly with the debate. It's possible Trump got infected near or at the debate. The timeline is consistent with the progression of the disease. I don't really believe in coincidences, do you? And that's what I've been thinking too, with seeing all these people get it. Yes, it's a very contagious virus, and yes, somebody could have gotten it, and then once somebody did, just spread like wildfire. Of course. But this is happening 30 days from the election. We just hit October. It could be a crazy coincidence. It really could be. They exist. They happen. But holy shit. I'm not going to turn off the other side of my brain. I'm sorry. There's too much on the table. Oh my god. Oh, one other thing. Actually, let me talk about tonight, because this is a joke or something only you guys would know and understand. I'm going to post this in the host chat. So, we all know our turning point chapter, right? And we all know how we table, right? Well, when the Turning Point chapter was tabling the other day, this was a couple weeks ago, I forgot to tell you guys about this. They were out there tabling, and then they saw this image on Twitter. I know people are watching aren't going to get this, but I can read it out loud. I'm not going to show the image because it has people's faces on it. But look at that shit.
Homo habilis. What the fuck is that?
That's what I said. And you can see one of the people, the person on the left in that photo is a new person, and the person on the right, is my girlfriend, and they look at
our senior psychology correspondent.
yes, our senior psychology.
Oh, is this like an InfoWars club or something?
Where'd you get that idea for the One Nation under surveillance poster?
Yes.
Yeah, it's one of the more edgier posters they have in some sense. Look at the dude's name first.
Is it like the bull moose part? Well,
no, that's a different type of edgy. Look at the fucker's name, by the way. The Instagram handle. Cringe.
Yeah, it's the communist.
You're Marxist fanboy. Absolute cringe. So only my girlfriend knew what a homo habilis was, because she's not only our senior psychology correspondent, she's also our senior biology correspondent, and she knows the Darwin.
Is it like a gay thing? Oh.
No, not that type of homo. She's not into that, I hope. Like Homo sapien, Homo whatever the fuck. One of them is Homo habilis. And so this fucker's trying to sound smart. And he goes, I didn't know there was a Homo habilis club here. He was trying to say like Neanderthal, basically. Like, you know how Neanderthals use as an insult? He was trying to do that.
Oh, yeah.
And then he goes, no surprise, none of them were wearing masks either. They were fucking eating. You can see
like
the Chick-fil-A. And they're 6
like
feet
6...
apart.
The fuck?
Like, you can see it with the girl on the left. There's a Chick-fil-A box right in front of her, and the logo's prominent. They're eating. That's why their masks are off. And this fucker...
Chick-fil-A, too. Oh, man, that must really trigger this, like, homo-Marxist.
Yeah, I know. But you know what's creepy, though, is that they found this on Instagram, and the dude was, like, hiding behind a bush, like, taking pictures of them.
Yeah, you should go and report that for, like, some stalker dudes, like, taking pictures of, like, women while they're
Women
eating.
of color.
Yes. There's, like, someone with, like, fucking fetish, you know?
Well, he eventually
Dreaming about, like, homo.
Yeah, not just that. I mean, he did eventually, like, come up to them. I think they, like, found him and talked to him. And they were, like, he didn't want to say much. I think they, like, scheduled time. Like, they said, hey, like, come back next week and we can talk more. And he came back with, like, a fucking sign. I forget what it said. It was something stupid. And then he, like, actually did talk to them. But this fucker was, like, creepy as shit. Like, so creepy.
They should report him for a suspicious person harassing women.
Yes. That'd be funny.
Like, he's in the bushes, like, what the fuck? Who does that? Just goes, like, hides in the bushes. Well, like, the only people who hide in bushes are, like, spies and, like, pedophiles.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, sex offenders. And, like, homeless people.
Well, it is Penn State.
Yeah.
He's right at home.
That's true.
Oh, God, he posted something about COVID,
habilis.
of Trump's COVID diagnosis. He said Trump lied, 200,000 died. And then he has, like, a picture of the tweet where Trump said he has COVID. His apathetic attitude towards it, quote, it is what it is, shows that such an attitude is dangerous. He is responsible for outbreak of this magnitude. Not to be a dick or anything, but I really don't give two fucks if he makes it or not. Best of wishes to Melania, though. Why do they care about Melania?
Didn't she just get busted for, like, saying some shit, too?
She didn't say anything wrong. Did you guys listen to the tape?
No, I just know there's, like, people bitching about her saying stuff to people.
Dude, when you listen to the tape, she sounds like a queen. A queen. She literally was like... I can, like, play it on here, but, like, she basically was complaining about how the media lied about her because she was trying to help reunite the children with their mothers with the whole children in cages thing. She was trying to fix the problem. And she said, like, and then they were like, I'm a first lady, so I have to do all this Christmas stuff. And, like, she's like, well, who gives a fuck about Christmas? Well, and she was basically saying because of all this stuff going on. And then her quote-unquote friend that leaked this asked, well, why did you wear that I don't really care jacket? and Melania's laughing, and she just goes, "'Cause it would make liberals go crazy."
Yes. See, that's why I love like that. I love to do that. There's so much shit that I do just because it pisses off liberals, you know?
Me too. Melania's
Like,
the
that's all
same
I give a
way.
fuck.
She's a true Trump. Yeah, and she was ranting about like how she was trying to get like a story out about how she was, helping the children and like and trying to fix the problem. Yeah, Melania did nothing wrong. You're right, Radio Frame. She did nothing wrong. I'm gonna play it on the stream here. It's got captions on it. So if you guys wanna see it, she's she's saying all these kids I met, well, they were here in the shelters because they were brought in through coyotes, the people who were trafficking, and that's why they were put them in jail. And the kids that they go in the shelters and the way to take care of them, it's she basically said they were treated better than like how they were before, even though they were getting separated from their mothers, which is a hard thing. They were still being treated way better than anything else. And she mentions how Obama did the same policy, but the media didn't care. This just makes her look good. Like, that's what's so stupid about these tapes. Like, they make her look badass.
Melania may be one of the greatest first ladies ever.
This made me, like, qualify her for that. Even though I already, like her. Okay, here's the thing that, like, they were trying to get her on, I guess, is she's like, I'm working my ass off, Christmas stuff that, who gives a fuck about Christmas stuff and decorations, but I need to do it, right? Correct. Yeah, 100%. You have no choice. Okay, and then I do it, and I say that I'm working on Christmas, planning for the Christmas, and they said, oh, what about the children that were separated? Give me a fucking break. What were they were saying anything when Obama did that? I cannot go. I was trying to get the kids reunited with the mom. Yeah, like, how does this tape make her look bad?
No, because it's the left that's like pushing this bullshit.
Yeah.
They'll make anything they'll make anything look like anything. Like they do it all the time. Even with Trump's, even with the shit that Trump says, it's like they'll clip out certain things that'll make them look way worse. Like, and then of course if you like, how many times have we seen that over Trump's time as president, where they clip out something that he says to make him look terrible, and then when you listen to the whole thing, it's like the whole conversation, instead of just the one clip, you'll realize, oh, he actually was talking about something else.
Well, here's what Melania actually said when they asked her about the jacket, the I Really Don't Care jacket. Mm-hmm. She asked about it, and she said, what prompted you to buy that jacket? And Melania says, I'm driving liberals crazy, that's for sure. And that, that they deserve it. You understand? Awesome.
You should have gone start like wearing Proud Boys stuff.
Yes. Imagine if Trump wore like a fucking like what's that style called? Something Perry. Like a Proud Boys shirt.
Yeah.
I hate when people on the left say, "Oh, he's fomenting," or "He's fanning the flame."
Fomenting. That's another term they use that we need to add to our dictionary.
Yeah, like so basically what you're saying is it's our fault that you faked being searched high and low to try to find something to be offended about, and decided to make yourselves offended by something that wasn't even really anything to be offended about, and try to make it like that's somehow our fault. Like, no, you need to be a grown-up, okay? It's like you choose what you are offended by. Like, now if it's something, now don't get me wrong, if somebody says something like the N bomb or something like that,
Yeah.
Okay, that's one thing, but like this, like microaggressions or something like that, something that can be easily misinterpreted as something completely different and completely irrelevant to whatever you were talking about. Like, come on, toughen up, Buttercup.
Yeah, I know. People are soft. Apparently, there's rumors swirling right now that Chris Christie is testing positive for COVID. There's no confirmation yet. I want to be clear. There's no official report or statement or anything, but there are some people that are saying that he tested positive. Bill Barr just tested negative, which is good. And they're all pointing to it. It sounds like they're thinking it spread at the Amy Coney Barrett announcement on Saturday, because Mike Lee was there, Hope Hicks, Chris Christie, and a bunch of other people, and they were touching, hugging, and all these other things. I think that's why I think this is where their thing is. Oh, Kellyanne was there. Wow. Interessante. Well, that's all I have. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about tonight before we all fall asleep?
No, I'm good.
Nah, I think tomorrow will be just as interesting, if not more. But today had to happen. It was a great discussion.
Yeah, I just feel like there was just so much. It's like
it's a lot. It's a lot. Well, I mean, today as a whole was just a lot to process. Like,
yeah.
But anyway, you stay classy, planet Earth.
Not San Diego.
I don't know.
Was that what the line? Stay classy, San Diego.
Well, in the end, when Ron Burgundy becomes part of like the world news or whatever, he goes, "You stay classy, planet Earth." Like,
Oh, I didn't see that part.
Yeah, that was at the very end of the first Anchorman.
Gotcha.
Which was the only good Anchorman. The second one was.
Oh no, I love that. I love that second one. It was so fucking weird.
It was just. It was all it was like a 2-hour jab at Fox News. Like.
It was just them. It was just them screwing around. Like they just went off the cuff for like half of it. It was bitching about like the 24/7 news cycle more than anything. It wasn't necessarily Fox. Like, if anything, like who was the first like 24/7 news cycle? It wasn't Fox.
Wasn't it CNN?
No, it was CNN.
It was just bitching about the 24/7 news cycle. You know. And then it like went off. And then it like went off on a tangent about like the whole black thing.
What?
Like
the whole black thing? Okay.
Yeah, he like bangs the like black lady or whatever, and then he goes blind, and then he gets into this like fight with all the other news anchors, and like the ex-wife is dating this like therapist or whatever that's a magician, and it gets funny.
Oh, I don't want to drag this out too much longer, but did you guys see, speaking of news people, that those sexual allegations against, of all people, Kimberly Guilfoyle?
What did she do? I want to hear this.
Oh, you want to hear this?
Was she like mounting people inappropriately?
Mounting people? Oh no!
Like, you can harass me, Mrs. Guilfoyle, or Miss Guilfoyle.
Was she Mrs. Robinson?
Oh God! What was she doing? Was she like making fun of people's cocks or something? Like, was she doing locker room banter with the boys too well?
You're kind of close, but kind of not.
Blowjob competition.
Kind of close, but kind of not. Let me pull it up. I think it was the New Yorker that broke this. I'm reading a New Yorker article now that I know that had it. All right, they bury this fucking lead here, really.
Oh God! Tell me that like Trump Jr. didn't get like fucked.
No, well, not that I know of.
Uh-oh.
I have some thoughts on their relationship after reading this and seeing a body language video that was very telling.
She puts way too much fucking makeup on. You know, she's a thought.
Oh, let me. You saw her at Penn State.
Yeah, she put way too much makeup on.
I can't hear you. You're pretty muffled.
She puts way too much makeup on. You know, that's how you know that they think too much of themselves.
Yeah. Well, and I noticed too, like, you can tell on TV, like, she's got a good chunk on, but when you see her in person, it's like, whoa, chill there. But okay, so there was a woman that was hired in 2015, just out of college, to work as an assistant for Guilfoyle and Eric Bolling. By the way, I think Eric Bolling's still a cool dude, actually. He fucked up and did a little weird thing with the dick pic. I get it. But his son died from opioids. Like, you know.
Okay, so that means it's okay to send your cock to people? My son died. Here's a picture.
My son died. Here's a dick pic. Bam.
No. No. Let me clarify. Because when you see him talk about his son dying and all that stuff, like, you can tell there's, like, heart in the guy and he's a decent dude.
Wait, is that why his son overdosed? Because he saw his dad's dick pic or whatever?
He's this Eric Bolling guy. He's such a nice guy. His son just died. Or whatever. Oh, and that's a penis.
Happened first?
Oh God.
Hey,
what happened first? Was it the dick pic or the death?
The dick pic.
Okay, yeah. See, that's what scares me. Like, what if he caused that?
I don't think.
Like, you know how embarrassing that would be, like having your dad's like cockpit being like national news.
It
like,
wasn't national news. Like, you didn't see it. Well, maybe if you find the dark corners of the internet, you can find it. But I just think he's like, I think he's a dude he's a decent dude that just, you know, played around a little too much when he shouldn't be, and, like, you know, was sending pictures he shouldn't have. I think there's a difference between, like, you know, raping somebody and sending him a dick pic.
Who did he send his penis to?
I think it was who did he send it to, actually? Let me fact check that.
It was an intern. No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe it was.
Maybe it was. Oh God. Well, it's like, it's one of those things where, like, okay, you know, like, Tucker Carlson had some, like, allegations against him.
Yeah.
Doesn't Tucker still seem like a cool dude, though?
Yeah.
See what I mean? It's like, you can separate, like, okay, some of these allegations might not be true, some of them are, but, like, even the ones that are, like, you know, like, they're not rape, okay? There's a difference. By the way, Bolling's a Catholic, so you should like him, Alex.
The same with females would send me, like, coochie pics just randomly, like, harass me.
Who?
You know, it's always the other way around.
Oh.
You know, where the men send the penis pic, like, you know, where's that gender equality?
It says, okay, here it is. HuffPo, so very credible source, reported that several years before and on separate occasions, Bolling allegedly sent unsolicited lewd messages, text messages, and lewd photos to 3 female colleagues at Fox News or Fox Business. He is also accused of making wildly inappropriate comments to female employees. After the article was published, a former Fox guest alleged that Bolling made numerous unwanted sexual advances for. Okay. Maybe we gotta draw a line there.
So it's someone who's fired. Okay, they want to complain. Okay, I know where this is going.
Yeah, that's a good point. Bolling denied.
Get the severance package they wanted.
Exactly.
And then Eric Bolling went, I got your severance package right here. Oh!
Ooh, that's fucked.
It's fucked that I'm still laughing at. Oh, we're fucked up. You're right, Phil. Everybody is fucked up. He sued their asses. Wow. He sued them pretty hefty. Jeez. I'm trying to read into this, see if, like, he actually won it.
Well, That was kind of a big deal. Like he was on the 5 and all that
Yeah.
shit, and it was like
I
went
wonder
from
what
that
really
to-
happened now, because the more I read this, I'm kind of like, he was pretty like confident in these lawsuits. It sounded like, so I question that in many ways. Anyway, though, so here's the allegations against Kimberly. So, like I said, woman hired in 2015, out of college, working with her in bowling. And the source familiar with her complaints, the assistant, alleged that Guilfoyle, her direct supervisor, subjected her to frequently to degrading, abusive, and sexually inappropriate behavior. Among other things, she said that here's one of the bigger ones. She was frequently required to work at Guilfoyle's New York apartment while the Fox host displayed herself naked and was shown photographs of the genitalia of men with whom women had had sexual relations. The draft complaint also alleged that Guilfoyle spoke incessantly and lewdly about her sex life, and on one occasion demanded a message of her bare thighs. She demanded a massage of her bare thighs. Other times, she said Guilfoyle told her to submit to a Fox employee's demands for sexual favors, encouraged her to sleep with wealthy and powerful men, asked her to critique her naked body, and demanded she share a room with her on business trips, required her to sleep over at her apartment, and exposed herself to her, making her feel deeply uncomfortable. What do we think? Truth, lie, or mix?
Mixed. I don't know. It's just like she seems kind of weird, so I wouldn't rule out, but I wouldn't be surprised if this was another one of those hoaxes. But like, I don't know.
Well, I will say
something off. Like
yes.
seeing her up at Penn State, something was off. Like something was just off. But
yeah,
I don't know. Like,
well, we can dive more into tomorrow. I'm gonna cut this, and we can have some off-air locker room banter if we want. But thank you everyone for tuning in. Another fantastic Real News Quarantine. I know we're a bit tired, but we had to cover this and talk about it because it's just a crazy fucking day. Thoughts and prayers and whatever you guys choose to do are going out to Trump and his family and Melania. We're all wishing the best. We hope they recover, and I think they will, but we are still hoping and wishing, praying and thinking, whatever you want to do. It's all appreciated. But thank you guys. Have a nice evening.
Later, Gators.
You too.
Wash your fucking hands.